Coming up, we're gonna be talking about racism, which is a hot topic right now. So stick around.
We've got to cut through the noise.
What was that?
I said not really racism, right?
Well, I do want to talk about racism. It's not something that I take joy in talking about, but I think it's necessary to talk about it. And yeah, we'll get into that in a second. Before we do, make sure you're subscribed and the little bell. Click all notifications. Don't let YouTube decide what you want to watch, because they're not gonna like what we have to say sometimes, and that's just the truth. So yeah, please do. And yeah, we'll get into it. So there's this story that broke a few days ago. This is my wife, by the way.
Hello, Taylor.
She's so hot. So hot. She's
Thanks.
wearing my beanie. I'm kind of proud of that.
Because he's nuts.
So we are different skin colors, and that's okay. It's a great thing.
We're also different genders.
We are different genders. Yeah, I'm into
what's
that.
What's the point?
No, I'm saying we're the embodiment of what America should and does stand for right now. Think about 100 years ago, 150 years ago. That's not that long ago if you want to take in consideration of all the human history that we know of. Just 100 years ago, a relationship like this, which is perfectly okay, would be frowned upon.
I mean, I'm not that tan, right, guys?
You're not that dark, but I mean, you're definitely different.
He always says he's not that white, too. So.
Whatever.
That's because it's true.
My legs are pretty white. Anyways, back to the story. This story recently broke about a guy in Detroit, and his name is what was his name? Something Hayden. Jaden Hayden. I wanted to say that.
20 years old.
I wanted to say that, but it sounded made up. You know, Jaden Hayden. But okay. As he works at a nursing home, right? And he set up his phone on a shelf or something, and he recorded himself punching, like not just light tapping. He was punching pretty hard a 75-year-old man in the face and on his back, and the man tries to get up, and like he fumbling around trying to move away from him, and the dude is still punching him. Here, I'll show you a little bit of the video. It's kind of not very good. You can see there.
Like, why? You know? Why was he doing this?
We'll get into that in a second. Elijah Schaefer over at Slightly Offensive found a video that he recorded before he did this. It's saying some pretty racist things. So you can see the man tries to get up and he punches him in the face.
Racist things right now?
No.
In the video?
No. That's all we'll show. We don't have the audio for that, I don't think. But let's see. Here it is. This is Jaden Hayden explaining why black people are better or something. Take a listen.
It was supposed to rule the earth, but now blacks gotta work at colleges and do all this other stuff that's blacks work at colleges and they don't own nothing. They have to go to the white man for everything.
Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think there's ever...
No offense, Elijah, I don't want to steal your content, but this is the only place I could find the video. Oh, here it is. Loading. Here's his opinion.
Ooh. who was one of the greatest white boxers? Name some good white boxers. Who's some great white boxers? Think of it, none. You can't think of no good white boxers because at the end of the day, black people were chosen. Black people are chosen. They're chosen. They're the greatest boxers, and God made them like that because black people are chosen.
It's like you're on video.
Yeah, you're a pretty great boxer against a helpless 75-year-old man, aren't you? Like,
Yeah, seriously.
Is that what you're trying to prove here?
I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to prove. You know what? See if Google can help. Greatest white boxers.
Rocky?
Willie Pep?
Rocky is on there.
Was Rocky a real person?
Oh, have you even seen the movies?
Well, no, I've seen the movies, but was he a real person? Was it based on a true story? Harry Greb, Jack Dempsey. I've never heard of any of them. I don't think Oscar de la Hoya counts, just to be honest. I don't think he counts as white. He's a Latino. Oh. Sorry, I don't know why I clicked that.
Greatest white boxers.
White boxers.
Makes sense.
Okay. So
what was he saying again?
He was saying that God made black people better boxers because they're chosen.
And he also mentioned that you have to go to a white man to do anything as a black person,
which is completely untrue. I mean, America is the melting pot of the world. We're this great experiment where relationships like this 100 years ago would be frowned upon.
I still don't understand how beating up the 75-year-old man had anything to do with black men being great boxers. Like, that's pretty messed up. You should pick on someone your own age and size.
You've got a pretty hefty advantage there.
Yeah.
Now, who knows? This old man could have been saying some terrible things to him, but that's still not an excuse to go on punching him.
I feel like if the old man was saying terrible things to him, he probably would have mentioned that as well.
Yeah.
That still wouldn't have made it okay, but...
Anyways, Detroit police chief, they arrested the guy. Said the department is investigating the incident that allegedly occurred at Westwood Nursing Center. The nursing home was unaware of the assault until they saw the video, Craig said during a press conference Thursday.
How long did it take them to see the video? Like,
Not
was
sure.
this old man just bruised for days before anybody found out about this?
I don't know. All I know is that it surfaced on social media. So, guy's not that bright if he posted this and didn't think
He didn't sound intelligent to me. Like, no offense, but he didn't. Just the way he was talking.
So I don't know what he.
That doesn't
thought
mean
he was
that he's
proving.
not smart. You know, I'm not saying that people that do talk like that aren't smart, but
Look at this. Hayden allegedly told staff at Westwood Rehabilitation Nursing Center that his roommate had fallen out of bed, but he was busted after posting videos of his attack online.
so they're roommates.
Interesting.
So I guess they did probably see his injuries and asked him about it, and then he said that he just fell out of bed, but really, he was beating this guy.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. He was charged Sunday with 2 counts of assault, larceny, and 2 counts of stealing a financial transaction device. Wow. So maybe he was trying to get money out of the guy too. Who knows?
I don't think that's the best way to get money from someone is by beating them. Well, I mean, never mind. I'm not gonna go.
I did want to prove a point here. Now, I don't know if there's anything to this. But when I go into Google and just type in elderly abuse, keep in mind this story happened
If you
this
can spell
week.
right. Yeah. Anyways, go on.
Google knew what I meant. This happened a few days ago. Nothing. Still don't see it. Still don't see it. Now that is a pretty broad thing. But let's remember the outrage that we all just experienced a few weeks ago about Ahmaud Arbery. I know he was killed. It was a tragedy. But I don't think his story was hidden like this. There's one.
5 days ago.
There's two. Only 2 stories on it? I mean, there's 3. I'm just saying, it doesn't seem like there's that same enthusiasm to share this story, is all I'm saying.
Compared to what stories?
Compared to there was three men in February that were following this guy named Ahmaud Arbery. He ended up getting shot and killed, murdered, and it's a whole big thing, and everybody was screaming racism when we didn't have all the facts. We still don't have all the facts. It was just a short 1-minute video. So I don't know where I was going with that. What are your thoughts
On what?
on white boxers? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's crazy.
It is. I mean, my thoughts are, I already said it earlier, I still don't really understand why he did that. Maybe there is like something else going on with him and he's just covering it up with this excuse. I don't know.
Could be. Excuse me.
Maybe I just don't know enough of the story.
I don't either.
So, but
I'm still
you
discovering
brought up,
things.
you started the video with racism, so what are your thoughts on that? And
Well, take it this way too. A man in my hometown of Buckeye, Arizona, I'm not gonna say his name, was just shot and killed by a black guy shot a white guy and killed him in Buckeye over something so minuscule, insignificant, and there's no outrage, you know? The whole nation was talking about Ahmaud Arbery, even though it happened months ago, and even though none of us had all the details, it was spreading like wildfire. But then the roles are reversed, and we don't hear about it. I found out about it because I was digging around on Fox 10 Phoenix, the local news channel. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy, because I know this family. And I'm just trying to say that racism can go both ways, if that makes sense.
mm-hmm.
You can be a person with darker skin who is racist towards people with lighter skin.
Well, I think it all begins because I think originally, I feel like way back in the day, the white people were really racist towards black people. For some reason, they just didn't like them because of their skin color. And I think maybe now the black people are just, they kind of are like wanting revenge in a way. They just hate white people because of that, you know? Not necessarily like, if white people had never treated black people so terribly back in, like, way in the past and stuff, then maybe I feel like black people wouldn't even really have a problem with white people. But for some reason, white people just had a problem with black people because of their skin color.
Yeah. That absolutely was racist.
And I think black people also don't like that white people have more opportunities sometimes than they get. And I don't know if that's true, but I feel like that's how they feel. That they don't, white people just get things easier than they do. And I think that's why they kind of become hateful towards white people. I mean, like, just think about siblings. Like, if your brother or sister is getting all these toys and you're not getting anything just because of your skin color, like, of course that's going to make them hate their sibling, you know, even though their sibling didn't really do anything special to get those toys. That's probably how Black people feel. That white people didn't do anything special to get the success that they have. And, you know, they feel like they're working hard to be on the same level as them.
Interesting.
What?
Let's not forget, African people were selling each other as slaves. That's how they got to America. Black people sold black people as slaves in Africa to white people. All of it is wrong. I'm not condoning any of it. And man, I just hate to see racism still having some roots in America, no matter which way it's going. We should be past this. We should be way past this.
We should be, but people are just kind of like taught at a young age, you know? Kids like believe what they see or what they're around when they're young. And I mean, if you're around grandparents that were in that time where there was a lot more racism, even though white people can say like they're not racist, I feel like sometimes it's still there.
I think so too. There's still racism that exists. There's still slavery that exists in parts of Africa and different countries.
It makes me sad though. I have a lot of really good, you know, Black friends that do feel that way, you know.
And it's crazy.
It's hard too because, like, you know, we're not Black, so we don't really see it the same way that they see it.
I think it's crazy how kids, you know, when I moved to Arizona, 8 years old, one of the only white people on my street. Never noticed it. Never thought about it. I grew up, 90% of my best friends growing up were Black. Shout
out to Jovan,
Asante, Nathan, all you guys. Never even crossed my mind until I grew up and I realized, wow, I never thought about that.
That's what I'm saying. Society,
we just got along, you know?
Teaches you that, tells you about things like that, or grandparents and parents. It's your job to teach your kids not to be like that.
Yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Give me your personal experiences.
Let me know
personal
if you'd
thoughts.
Like to see a little more of Taylor.
Oh, I'm sure they would. Instead of looking at my ugly beard. Look at that.
He's just insecure about it, but it's not ugly.
I got bald spots.
Just stop. Okay.
Look at that. Alright, we'll see you later.
See ya.
How much longer do we have to keep wearing these stupid masks? Well, I saw that they might even be more dangerous because the bacteria resonates in the... Craig, you forgot to cut the camera again. Would somebody stop the